it's always good to get 3 points away from home. So in that light, amazing, and we can take that into our upcoming road games and try to take on that mentality of being road warriors. Some really good moments with the ball, especially in the first half. Second half, I think we needed to try to relieve ourselves from some of that pressure. I think they had a little bit too much of the ball. We couldn't really get out as much as we would like. But that being said, it was a tough performance. It's always a tough place to play. And to get 2 goals away and a shutout is always good. So we're happy.
First road win of the season. We've got a number of road games coming up. What does a result like this do for the confidence of the team going into that stretch?
Yeah, like I said, it's always that mentality of being road warriors and going into hostile environments. And it's kind of year 11, 14, 18 guys against, the world. Is what it feels like in these, tough stadiums when the crowd gets rowdy. So it's good to get that first one off our back. Like I said, going into the stretch with a lot of road games.
And take us through your goal, the way you and Ryan drew it up.
Yeah, of course, exactly how we drew it up in training. No, it's a great ball from Chango. Super dangerous, man. His left foot is wicked. So Ryan just again finds a way to be in the right spot at the right time, like he always does, and putting a good header. Low, good save from the keeper, and I was there to tap it in. But huge credit on the ball and Ryan to getting on the end of it, starting it off.
And one question here in the room.
Yeah, hey, great game, Aaron. Is there one thing that you think the team could have done to improve upon, to build off of for the next match?
Yeah, I think finding ways to relieve ourselves in some pressure moments with the ball, trying to get out a little bit and get in their end and secure possession. I think we got bunkered in a little bit too much. And again, we had a good day defensively, keeping the shutout, but we need to relieve ourselves of some of that pressure with the ball.
Yeah, this was the first time during the season we had a proper week of training. We were able to work on a lot of details in our game that we weren't quite happy with in the last couple of weeks. And, all of those details we worked on, I think, were showcased in the first half. I was very, very pleased with the performance in the first half. I think the only thing I would improve would be our offensive output. I think we had plenty of chances to put a second one in. But I was really happy with the response of the guys tonight, especially in the first half. And defending deeper and suffering a little bit, we've proved early on in the season we can do that, and that's what it needed again today. So yeah, both halves were better and improved, but I think this is just one step in the right direction, and we need to continue working, and we'll have another 4 days next week on the training facility or training pitch to do that.
Thank you. We can now go online. Josh, if you have any questions, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. It seemed the midfield, from my perspective, maybe had the best match they've had so far this year. What do you make of that? And it seemed like a lot of quick touches allowed you guys to move through Kansas City as opposed to long passes through balls to break lines. And is that some of the details that you were discussing?
Precisely, yeah. Decreasing our passing distance and staying closer to each other, staying connected should increase your number of passes. It also is more difficult to press, more difficult to defend. And the way our opponent defends in a 4-4-2, they are numerically outnumbered in the middle. And so, I think our three combined very well tonight. We're connected, and again, that's precisely what we were working on this week. I think the next step is to be able to do that also with fatigued legs in the second half when teams are coming a little better, when you have a lead. I think we had some decent moments when you're seeing a deep block and the ball recovers, but we're still missing that one pass to unlock the opponent's counter-press. And sometimes we get a little greedy, a little impatient, and we'll show the boys and learn from those mistakes.
And was starting Nathan in the middle of the attack there. It seemed like he brought some energy and some pace maybe that hasn't been there so far this season. Obviously, he's not Matthias Bogus, but the way that Matthias played in the middle for you last year is sort of similar movement from my eye. What do you think that he brought tonight? And do you see that as a position for him potentially moving forward? Him and David together seem to play well.
Yeah, the front three connected very well while they were fresh. I think Nate played Wednesday for El Salvador. David and Cengiz is trying to get some fitness, but in the first half they connected very well. When they get a little fatigued, that's when they start to drift away from each other and not combine as well. And that's something we also need to work on. Positional integrity is important to us, and I think especially from the front three, when we have the ball, they need to be a little more connected because all three are obviously quite talented.
I think it is two parts, and we can see how complete is this team. First half, I think one of the, if not the best, first half or the best half in general of all the season. We were very close to each other, combining with a lot of passes, with creating a lot of chances, and we could go 3-0 up in the halftime. But we only scored one, and then second half we had to suffer a little bit. We had to put the lines a little bit closer and wait for our moment. And happily we had this important goal from Aaron, and then it was much easier for us to manage the game. And I think a great performance after the 3 losses that we got before that game.
So you come into a difficult place to play, you get a result on the road, first road win of the season. How does that help your confidence when you are going into a stretch of like 5 of the next 7 are on the road?
Yeah, it's huge for us. At the beginning of the season, it was one of the goals, improving away, because we know we are strong with our fans at home, and we have to improve away. It's so important to get the points here and to try to play aggressive, be brave. And I think today, mostly in the first half, we did it, and it was. We needed some rest after a tough start of the season, and we take advantage of that rest and that whole week to prepare that game. I think we saw a lot of games that we worked last week on training, and it is very important for us, for the coaching staff, to see a recognizable team. And today we saw a lot of things that we train, and we have to see even more.